Easy. We got easy ways to wear anybody down. You just make them miss. Make them miss. That takes a load of energy from you. Make them miss and land smart punches. Stay protected in there.
It was a little surprising not to hear my name called, but it's boxing. I've been a fan of this game for a long time, and now certain stuff go. Yeah.
Being suspended by the board, getting a massive, hefty fine by the board, the show could be in risk of being cancelled. All these things, he knows the power to be. They know that they want to fight desperately. So he's going to do whatever he wants to try and get under the skin.
But what does he know? He knows fuck all. I'm disgusted with. And some of it's aimed probably not at him, more at me, because they're small-minded pricks. But they know fuck.
Well, job kind of tedious though, but it was pretty simple, yeah.
What stage would you need to get to in your career? Maybe it's just winning this particular fight to be able to say, I'm never going back to that. I'm never going to do that job again.
I'm kind of there now. I'm kind of in that field now. I don't want to put the brakes on. I just want to keep going, keep moving forward in my career. Like I tell a lot of people, boxing is not a sport you can do all your life. So you gotta make the best of it while you can. So if I can, if I can, I would love to.
People think because you're a promoter, you like all that stuff. Me, I didn't like what happened. They both got that, and who will prevail? Because I'm not being disrespectful. They're in their 40s, aren't they now? So the speed that they had a few years ago is not there. Their styles will blend to make it a real, as soon as that bell goes, right on top of each other.
You honestly think if these two come together like this, you know what's going to happen?
So what you
And now they're trying to pick on the old man, and the old man will go to town. But there's enough young men, we'll sort him out for them.
You want some smoke from Carl Frost?
I'll be Cal.
Because I'm not them. I'm Jermaine Franklin Jr. I'm a warrior inside and out, and I'll die for this. So he gonna have to do the job. I'm not laying over.
If he's going to play a villain, he's playing a very good villain right there, because that's all everybody's talking about. It's like, why? What were you thinking? I'm actually surprised by Chris.
Jermaine Franklin versus Moses Atauma is a really, really good fight for Atauma's progression. I think he's a solid opponent. I've got no issues whatsoever. It's on a very, very good card. No mention of pay-per-view as well, which is even better. But it's a solid opponent. Jermaine Franklin, when he fought Dillian Whyte, going into that fight, I kind of looked at him and thought, he looked awkward, but nothing special. He gave a good account of himself against Dillian Whyte. Some people actually felt that he did enough to win the fight. I wasn't one of them. I thought Dillian Whyte.
I don't think anybody can beat me, especially with the team that I've got. I don't think anybody can beat me on my night. I think, obviously, nobody's invincible. Like, there's a possibility that it can go wrong. But I just think if you're talking about like on the odds, I just don't think anyone could be stacked.
Jermaine Franklin just slapped Moses Atauma across the face at their press conference. And the reason why is absolutely wild. This wasn't some staged WWE nonsense or a publicity stunt gone wrong. This was pure, unfiltered rage boiling over after Atauma crossed a line that nobody saw coming. Franklin, the American heavyweight who's been trying to rebuild his career after that controversial loss to Dillian Whyte, completely lost it when Atauma got personal during their face-off. We're talking about a guy who's usually composed, who's been through wars with top-level competition, suddenly throwing hands at a press event with hundreds of people watching. And when you hear what Atauma actually said to trigger this explosion, you'll understand why Franklin's team had to physically restrain him from doing way more than just one slap.
It's hard to, with a guy like, I could change, I could change very fast, I could change suddenly. I can show you what you think you know, and then I can show you something completely different. So, I'm pretty sure they made a game plan off of old tapes they have me of far.
Here's where it gets absolutely wild. Frank Warren, the legendary British promoter who's seen everything in his decades in boxing, immediately stepped in to try and restore order. But this isn't just some old-school promoter trying to keep his fighters in line. Warren knows exactly what this kind of drama can do to a fight card. He's watched careers get derailed over stupid altercations outside the ring. And you can see in his reaction that he's genuinely concerned this whole situation might spiral completely out of control. Warren's trying to balance the hype that comes from real beef between fighters with the very real possibility that one of these guys might get arrested or suspended before they ever make it to fight night. The man's been promoting fights since before most of these fighters were born, and even he's admitting this tension is unlike anything he's dealt with recently.
And I'm already knackered. Yeah, but it's all fun. All good, all good. Listen, I think the fans and the audience who tunes in to watch it or get to see it is going to be, they're the winners.
But here's the kicker. Eddie Hearn, who's no stranger to heated rivalries and dramatic press conferences, is now saying they need maximum security just to keep Franklin and Atama in the same building. We're talking about professional fighters who are supposed to handle confrontation for a living, and the promoters are genuinely worried about keeping them separated. Hearn's seen Anthony Joshua face off with his biggest rivals. He's been ringside for some of the most intense heavyweight battles of the last decade, and he's telling everyone that this situation between Franklin and Atama is so volatile that they can't even do normal fight week activities without a small army of security guards. That's not normal fight promotion drama. That's legitimate concern that these two might actually try to kill each other before they get paid to do it legally.
I think we've put together a brilliant fight with Jermaine Franklin, the American. It's going to be a good fight. I think, with Moses and him, I think it's going to be a good fight, and I think it's a good test for Moses.
Now listen to this part. Roman Fury, who comes from a family that knows a thing or two about mind games and pre-fight psychology, is warning everyone that the veterans in this game won't back down if things get physical. This isn't just about Franklin and Atama anymore. Their entire teams are on edge, and when you've got that many fighters and trainers in one room, all it takes is one wrong move for this whole thing to explode into a massive brawl. Roman's basically telling everyone that if someone throws the first punch, the gloves are coming off for everybody. And that's terrifying when you consider how much money is on the line for this event. We're not just talking about two fighters risking their paychecks. We're talking about an entire card that could get cancelled if this situation gets any more out of hand.
Brings his own problems to Jermaine, but they're probably around the same height, maybe Moses a couple of inches taller. I like this matchup. Stylistically, I like this matchup as well. Like, Jermaine comes to fight, and that could sort of fall into Moses.
And get this, Franklin himself is doubling down on the aggression, telling everyone he's a true warrior who doesn't back down from anyone. But there's something different about his energy now. This isn't just pre-fight trash talk or manufactured drama for the cameras. Franklin genuinely believes that Atama disrespected him in a way that can't be forgiven with just words. He's been in the ring with elite heavyweights. He's faced adversity at the highest level of professional boxing, and he's saying that what Atama did crossed a line that even seasoned fighters don't cross. Franklin's not just trying to sell pay-per-views here. He's legitimately angry, and that kind of real emotion can either fuel an incredible performance or lead to someone making a catastrophic mistake when the bell rings.
Could have been a huge brawl in there because both entourages are huge, like 25 in each team. There's about 150 international media here as well in the mezzanine floor. It was still dramatic anyway, but thankfully the security did a great job as well.
Here's what nobody else in boxing media is talking about. Johnny Nelson, the former cruiserweight world champion who's now one of the most respected analysts in the sport, is praising Franklin for embracing the villain role perfectly. But Nelson understands something that casual fans might miss. In modern boxing, your ability to create compelling storylines and generate genuine interest is almost as important as your skills in the ring. Franklin isn't just fighting Moses Atama. He's positioning himself as the kind of fighter that people will pay to watch, whether they're rooting for him or hoping to see him get knocked out. This slap, this confrontation, this whole dramatic buildup is turning Franklin from just another heavyweight contender into a legitimate pay-per-view attraction. And in a division where guys like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua command massive purses, that transformation from contender to attraction can be worth millions of dollars over the course of a career. But wait, it gets even more interesting from a tactical standpoint. Liam Goh, who breaks down fights for a living, is analyzing this matchup and pointing out that Franklin's aggression might actually play perfectly into his strengths against Atama's style. Franklin's performance against Dillian Whyte showed flashes of brilliance, even though many people thought he lost that fight. But this confrontation with Atama is revealing something about Franklin's mental state that could be crucial when they actually get in the ring. He's not just angry, he's focused. He's not just emotional, he's calculated. Goh is suggesting that this personal animosity might actually sharpen Franklin's performance rather than cloud his judgment. And if that's true, then Atama might have just made the biggest tactical mistake of his career by getting Franklin this fired up. Now here's where Moses Atama's confidence becomes absolutely crucial. The man is declaring himself nearly unbeatable on his best night, and he's doing it while staring down a fighter who just slapped him in front of hundreds of people. That takes either incredible mental strength or dangerous delusion. Atama is clearly trying to get inside Franklin's head with psychological warfare, but the slap suggests that his mind games might be backfiring spectacularly. Instead of intimidating Franklin, White might have awakened something in his opponent that he's not prepared to handle. The question now becomes whether Atama's supreme confidence is based on genuine belief in his abilities, or if he's overestimating his own skills while underestimating just how dangerous and angry, motivated Franklin can be. Isaac Lowe, who witnessed the entire confrontation firsthand, is describing the scene as absolutely explosive, with hundreds of people watching Franklin's reaction unfold in real time. But here's what makes this different from typical boxing drama. Lowe is emphasizing that Franklin's physical reaction wasn't calculated or staged. It was pure instinct, pure emotion, pure adrenaline taking over in a moment of genuine provocation. That kind of authentic reaction creates the type of anticipation that money can't buy. Fans aren't just curious about who's going to win this fight anymore. They're genuinely invested in seeing these two men settle their differences in the most violent way possible. The confrontation has transformed what might have been just another heavyweight bout into a grudge match with legitimate bad blood. Hold up, did you catch what Roy Jones Jr. noticed about Franklin's demeanor after the slap? Even with all this chaos and tension building around him, Franklin is maintaining his composure and staying professionally focused.